Hi there, this is Adele from Naked.Recovery, and in today's video we're going to be looking at the things you should never ever say to somebody going through a tough breakup or a divorce. So at some point in our lives, most of us will go through a divorce or a tough, painful breakup. We'll also experience being a shoulder to cry on when it happens to someone we love. So when someone close to you tells you they're going through a divorce, what is your first impulse? Is it to give them a pep talk and focus on the bright future they're going to have without their ex, who you've always secretly hated? Or is it to take them out on the town to forget their pain through the miracle of alcohol? Perhaps you take a tough love approach, telling them to stop the drama and snap out of it. If any of these sound familiar, then this video is definitely for you. No matter how kind you think you're being, in the long run, these responses will make things much worse. They push the divorcee to displace the legitimate emotions that they're feeling and prolong the pain far longer than it needs to be. What's more, these responses are really about you and not the person you actually care about. So when we ask someone to stop feeling what they're feeling, it's because we're uncomfortable with how it makes us feel. We panic because we don't know how to process the pain that the other person is experiencing. And it's much easier to shut down than to deal with it. That means that even when we think we're trying our very best to help that person, we're actually making things much worse for them in order to make ourselves feel better. So even if you believe that everything happens for a reason and that this will all work out for the best, is that really going to stop a person experiencing the initial shock and trauma of divorce from feeling that rejection, anxiety, feeling frightened, hurt, or just completely overcome with grief? I'm sorry, it's not. All it does is stop that person from believing that those feelings that they have are legitimate. It makes them press those feelings further down inside of them and where they're going to continue to fester and cause nonsense in their lives. If they aren't allowed to feel those emotions, they will not heal and they will not be able to halt the cycles of self-destructive behavior in their tracks. On top of the pain of the divorce, they now have this shame of feeling that their pain is unreasonable. So you pressurizing them is actually making them feel that their emotions are not okay and that they're being unreasonable in experiencing that pain. So what should you do if you really want to help someone going through divorce? Hear them. Hug them. Reassure them that you'll be there for them whatever happens, that they're amazing and loved, and that there will be an end to the pain that they are feeling. Listening without judgment or interruption. It's a surprisingly difficult thing to do, especially when there's a natural urge to try and fix something or fix a problem that is hurting someone we care about. If you're not sure how to go about this, one really useful tool is called the bucket your frustration exercise. And at the end of this video, there will be a link where we go through all the details of exactly how to go through the bucketing exercise. And that shows that particular exercise and running through that with your loved one. It shows you how to encourage your loved one to pour their emotions out into a physical bucket. So what they do is they talk through all the things that are upsetting them, frustrating them, or scaring them, and then at the end of the exercise, they throw it away. So once you've dealt with those negative emotions, you then focus on the positives without undermining the way that they're feeling, by naming 5 things that each of you feel glad or grateful for in your lives. And finally, one manageable thing that you can really help them with, and to counter their destructive emotions with a sense of creating and being in control, is to recommend that they do a program which will help them heal. So whether you decide to try and bucket and, or just really genuinely listen, the key thing is to remember the person going through divorce needs to feel the things that they describe. If they avoid those feelings, they're going to hurt for much longer. And while it might be hard for you to hear, letting them do that is the best way to be a friend and a good family member now. So if you're not sure where your loved one is in the healing process, recommend to them that they do a program like the Naked Divorce, where they can process these feelings and be properly supported. The best help that you can be, other than listening to them and validating them, is to get them help. So buy them a book, help them to take the test, or to take some action. At the end of this video, there's a link that you can click on to get more support. That's it till next time.